Hello everyone, welcome to the end of season report for Basingstoke Rag to Riches. So as you can see, we won. We won the League One. We won League One. Boy, that's just a we won League One. One League One, one League One. Yeah. By actually quite a bit more than I was expecting. The last several matches were rough. They were tight. And you can see here, so we dropped down to third here. So Rockdale, you can see 94, 95, and then 102. Rockdale jumped into second for a brief moment there. We fell to third, held to second, and then up to first for the last three matches. We were in first. And Charlton kind of had a little bit of a collapse there at the end. Wasn't able to really hold on to their lead they had all season. But even so, I mean, it's so past positions here. So we look at Charlton. They pretty much dominated the season. Really not falling below second since, what, match 7? Yeah, since match 7, they hadn't really fallen below second. And they never did for the rest of the season. But they really had it. Rockdale, I believe, was taking first place every once in a while. No, it wasn't Rockdale, because it wasn't us. Luton? Luton, definitely. Luton was up there for a while. Then they plummeted down to fourth and just kind of stayed there. I think that's it. Rotherham didn't really. Barnsley, no way. Wow, look at Barnsley's rise. Wow. Barnsley, well done. They really finished off strong there. And Bolton, of course, plummeting. Gateshead having a rough time. Dagon Red. Dagon Red's one heck of a story. They were in 23rd since match 38, and then out of nowhere, the last three matches for them, 22nd, 21st, 20th. They really turned it around and avoided relegation there. Anyways, that's our journey here. If we go ahead and there we go. You see see it a little bit better, more clearly now. It's not blue. But yeah, you can see our journey here. It was rough. It was tough going for a while, but we turned it around there at the very end and took it away from Charlton. And it's kind of mean, but such is the way of football. So it's a great season all around. Fadil Cito set a new record, 10 Player of the Match awards. That beat Chris Flood's 9 from several seasons ago, like half a decade, something like that. Chris Flood had 9 Player of the Match awards, and he'd been tied on occasion. But Fadil Cito finally beat him, 10 Player of the Match awards this season. Cito also won the Fans Player of the Year. He won 47% of the vote. Carvalho won 23%, and Zhang Chengdong got 17%. So great on that front. Also, most assists, Cito and Ferguson tying it out 18 apiece. Fantastic work. Ferguson obviously doing the best out of the entire team. And then Levin miraculously coming through with the most goals after what was a very long injury spell and not the best recovery, but he ended up putting out a lot of goals. And 20 in the end, not bad. Not bad for him. On the flip side, Boylan and Razak, yellow and red cards everywhere. They are the sole reason between the two of them. They're like almost half of our yellow cards, and 2/3 of our red cards come from Boylan and Razak. So that was pretty rough. I missed them a lot. However, good news, as you'll go ahead and look over our transfer, lots of transfers going on. Boylan is sold to Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient's to League 2. I think they're still League 2. And Razak sold to Oldham. League 2? They're also League 2. So Razak's going to Oldham. So we got 40,000 by selling 2 players that ended up getting a lot of cards. So many cards. So I'm happy to see that. And then we also sold Gondo. Cedric Gondo, the guy that came in out of nowhere, started hammering away goals. I looked at his actual ability and his improvement and all that, and honestly, I don't think he's fit to go to the championship, so I sold him to Mirandas, which is a Liga Adelante team with insecure finances. Looks like they haven't finished, but we're not really looking at these teams anyways. However, they will be going down, So they'll actually be going to Spanish Second Division B1, which is ranked 72nd. Now, to put that in perspective, our League 1 is ranked 42nd. So I think Cedric Gondo will flourish down there. He did pretty well in the environment here, but I think he will just dominate. And Mirandas will be in a great position going up next year. Obviously, we're not keeping track of Spanish leagues. However, good luck to Cedric Gondo. I wish him the best, and I think he's done a great job. He's improved a great deal while he's been here, and we'll be missing him. Here for one season, put in 21 appearances, 15 goals. That's pretty impressive. It really is. But again, I don't think he has what it takes to be in the championship. So we did go ahead and sell him for 30 grand. Bringing in players here. So Hiram Boateng we purchased for 40,000. He's 25 years old. Pretty decent. I mean, I think he'll be a good player for the championship side. I think he'll do well. We also have Johan Etienne for 750,000. Defender left to help replace Mitch Hancock's. Mitch Hancock's has been performing abysmally, so hopefully Johan Etienne can to step it up here. We'll see how it goes. We're also bringing in Daniel Aguirre. I need to figure out how to pronounce that name if we're going to have him. Striker, 2.5 million, I think. Yeah, 2.5 million for this striker from Burnley. I like his stats. I think he can be really good. He's 24. He just turned 24. And I think that with a little bit more training, he could probably go up to the Premier Division one day. He's got a lot of strength, a lot of speed, and perfect finishing. He's a fantastic poacher, which is exactly what our tactic demands. So here's hoping that 2.5 million won't be wasted on a new striker. We're also picking up Dwayne Holmes for 1.3 million from Rotherham, which is quite nice. He's a solid championship level player as well. And I believe Rotherham's also going up. So that's actually going to help us hurt Rotherham, which is really going to benefit us, them not having Dwayne Holmes anymore. Vince Bignon is coming over. Now, as an 18-year-old, he's 1.5 stars, potentially 2 stars, and he could potentially be up to 4.5 stars, realistically 2.5 stars. But I think if we train him up a little bit, put him out on loan, I think we can hopefully turn him around for some cash if we're willing to pay for him for a little while, and I think I am. We're trying to grab Ryan McLaughlin. Now, this is not a done deal. We are competing for his signature with Brighton, Dundee, and Portsmouth, all competing for his signature. It's a very expensive contract, but he's a great player, defender right, and we need a strong defender right now. He fits the bill. I'm hoping to pick him up. He's cheap. End of contract signing. He is cheap from Peterborough. Hopefully. We'll see what happens. There's no guarantees on that front. So, other board-related or other club-related news. As you can see, we've already lost $500,000 this season. Somehow. Don't know how. But we've already lost $500,000. However, the board decided to improve youth facilities. I asked them to because our current youth system is abysmal. So they agreed, and we were able to fund the entire youth facility projects out of pocket, mind you. So no new debt. It just means there's less money in the bank for us, but I think that'll be okay. I'm happy we can fund that out of pocket, honestly, and I think it'll help. I want our youth system to be a little bit stronger, and right now, it's not great. It's really not great. Could not find a senior affiliate. I was hoping to pick up maybe a Premier League team or a Liga BBVA or First Division in Germany, something like that. Wasn't able to pick up a senior affiliate to get some good players on loan. However, I think given that we'll be a championship side, we'll still be able to get good players on loan anyways. And then we did actually get an affiliate. Now, I asked the board, like, hey, can you give me an affiliate club so I can loan some players out? We got the affiliate, and it's Dover. It's $20,000 a year to Dover. They're going to be in the Vanarama North-South next season. They got relegated from the VNL. Just barely. Just barely relegated from the VNL. So I think what we'll do is send a whole lot of players there that are good for the VNL and give them experience at Dover if we can, if they're willing to go. Give them playing experience and also get Dover up the ranks a little bit. If we can get Dover up to maybe League 2, I think that would be awesome. They're a solid VNL side usually, but they'll go back up to VNL, and I want to try and get them to League 2 at the very least by sending them players that they can use. And that potentially means me buying players, obviously, because their salaries are completely nothing to us at this point. A VNL salary is just like, whatever. Who cares? But that means I might potentially buy a couple players, like Vince Bignot, and send them to Dover in the hopes that they can help Dover go up and still get some playing time there. No guarantees. We'll see how that whole partnership works out, but I'd like to go ahead and see if we can help Dover out a little bit with that new partnership. Still holding on to Gareth Gore. He's still chilling. 22 years old. Still chilling. Good for Vanarama North-South sides. Decent for North-South sides. He's not even good for North-South sides. My goodness. All right. But he's doing great for the under-21s group, so that's why we keep him around. He's free. He does great for the under-21s group 6, so no complaints. If at some point he becomes unavailable for the youth group, we'll just go ahead and let him go. His career will probably go ahead and come to an end because we're not going to sign him, obviously. But in the meantime, he's helping our youth team, so I think that's a win-win. So schedule. It was a pretty impressive second half of the season. So here we go. There we go. Okay, so FA Cup third round. There it is. So we beat Portsmouth 3-1 pretty handily. John Stone's Paint Trophy, second leg against Colchester. Crushed them 5-2. Fantastic. FA Cup against Leyton Orient. They actually held us off at home. It was very impressive work by them. Mostly because Roberto Rodriguez got an own goal and missed penalty. Sorry. Roberto Rodriguez got a missed penalty. That's what that is. But still, Leyton Orient held us off. We took him again in a TV match. Beat him 3-2. Pretty easy. We were up 3-1. Kyle Lees scored for the third time in 2 games against us. And at the 64th minute, but it ended up not being anything for Leyton Orient. So, great going against Leyton Orient there. It was a great draw. 5th round, we got Peterborough. Now, Peterborough actually beat Nottingham Forest. They beat Nottingham Forest to come against us in the 5th round. And that was a tough match. That was a really tough match, but again, we beat them 3-1 on TV. Very big theme here. We score a lot of 3-1s, 2-1s. It happens a lot. And I'm good with that. It's a win. Beat them on the replay. In the 6th round, we handily beat Sheffield United, which is awesome because if you look at our past friendlies, we beat them now 3 times in a row. So that's actually huge. We beat Sheffield United in the FA Cup 6th round, taking us to the semis against Chelsea. And the options were Chelsea, Manchester United, and Norwich. So there was not much hope. 3 Premier League sides, not much hope. So we got Chelsea and lost 4-0. I figured, honestly, that's not that bad of a loss to Chelsea. 4-0. We got like $3 million from that game, so it was fantastic for the club. Absolutely fantastic. This one match funded our youth training facility upgrades. And then in the Johnstone's Paint Trophy final, we managed to beat Rockdale 2-0. Nice and clean. 63-64 minute there. So, big match against Gateshead. 4-3. Goals galore with a late winner from Gondo. It was fantastic. And the last 2 matches, Coventry and Millwall. Very easy to just go ahead and hammer that home. If you actually look, we had a huge unbeaten run for quite a while. So you go to here, it's 10-24, or 24-10, however you wish to look at it. We lost even though they had a red card, but it's fine. We lost against Luton, and then our next loss came against Fleetwood in April. From October to April, we had a huge unbeaten streak. And I was worried because that loss came right before the Rockdale match, but it ended up not being a big deal. So it was fantastic, fantastic season. I'm real happy about it. I've not scheduled any friendlies yet for next season, but I will soon. We're looking to have a pretty long 7-week preseason, I think it is. Yeah, 7 weeks. That's what we're having. So we'll go ahead and see how that goes. Ivory Coast. So African nations, we won the African nations. That went real well, as expected. I mean, we were expected to win, and we managed to win. The big highlight being crushing Democratic Republic of the Congo 4-0. We're in the current World Cup qualifiers, third group. Yeah, Group 3, third round. We're against Burkina Faso, Mozambique, and Equatorial Guinea. I mean, we could not have asked for an easier group, and we're just slaughtering them. So, good stuff there. And we've got African nations qualifiers as well. We've got Group E here against Libya, the Seychelles, and Sierra Leone. Again, another fairly easy group. Libya being the hardest team there at what? Yeah, 135. I thought they were 134. They're 135. Libya being the hardest at 135. Seychelles, 194. That's going to be really just a slaughter. And then Sierra Leone, 95th. Okay, so I guess Sierra Leone's the toughest one of the group. But even so, it's not a hard group when you factor into the fact that we are currently 9th. We are 9th in the world right now. We were 8th. But now we're 9th. Right behind France still, which is annoying. But we left behind the DR Congo and Ghana. Left them way behind. And we're coming up on Germany. We're going to see if we can maybe bust in and see what Germany's doing. We're producing a lot of quality players here at the Ivory Coast. The big issue for me as an international coach is France is right there with us. France and Ivory Coast, we're basically sharing, 8th and 9th. We're really close, 8-point difference. However, France is technically ranked higher. So anyone that is born eligible for the Ivory Coast and good enough to play for the Ivory Coast is also good enough to play for France and eligible for France in most cases. A lot of our good players are eligible to play for France. So it causes a bit of an issue when France is continuously ahead of us. Just barely. They're just ahead of us all the time. Instead of us being ahead of them. And that causes problems. And there are some players that I want to bring into my Ivory Coast team that are good enough to be in the team right now that say no because they're eligible for France. That is the tough part for me as being the Ivory Coast head coach, is there are good players that I can't get because they want to play for France. And France will probably call them up. Honestly, France will probably call them up. If they know what's good for them, they will call up those players and steal them from me. But we'll see. Our top players are starting to age a little bit. Bailey's 27. Taz is 25. Not bad. But Boney is 32. Koulibaly's youth. He's 21. He's real young. Looking forward to seeing what he can do. But Boley's 27. Gradle is 33. And Gervinho, 34. Still regular sides in the international side, but it's getting rough real quick. I've been trying to bring in Bryce Diallo, get him more game time recently. He's 19 years old. 2 stars out of 4 stars potential for the Ivory Coast squad. I'm trying to get him the experience. Fenerbahce's not playing him. I want Bryce Diallo to get the experience. But at 11 caps, I'm trying, but he's not super great, and there's definitely better players in that position, like Boley, for example, far better in that position. But we'll see if I can maybe get Diallo to get somewhere. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, that's how we are in the international scene. It's been a good time, and I don't think there's anything else I need to mention. Probably not. Go ahead and look at our squad real quick. I don't think there's anyone new in here. Oh, yeah, the youth players. Right, the youth players. Okay. So we got a whole new intake of a bunch of youth players, and there are 4 that are particularly really good compared to everyone else that I am hoping we can get some good training for. So Andy Reid, I think, is our star here. He's 1 gold star and 2.5 silver star potential. He could potentially play well in the League One, and the reason why I say he's our star is in 5 appearances, 5 league appearances, he's scored 3 goals. Like, the dude has come out swinging. So I'm super excited to see what he can do. I think we'll probably try and send him to Dover if we can. We'll see how the age thing works out. He might only get half a season at Dover, but Andy Reid's been doing a fantastic job as a striker for us. We also have Joe Hallahan, 5 silver star currently, but potentially 3.5 gold stars. And I only hope that he has the discipline to actually meet his potential, because if he does, he could be a championship level player, no question. But we'll see. I mean, there's no guarantees. A defensive midfielder, we're trying to teach him to be a ball-winning mid-center, but we'll see. He has great mentality. If we can just train his physicality up a little bit and his technical skills up a little bit, he could be a phenomenal player. But again, we'll see. I'm excited about Joe Hallahan. I think he has the highest potential of everyone. Daniel Holland. So 4.5 silver stars, 2 gold star potential. I like him. I think he could go far in League 2. I think he could absolutely rock League 2. We'll see how it goes. Again, we're trying to train him. And then the last one, Chalabo Chalabu. 4.5 silver stars, 2 gold star potential. He's made 1 appearance for us, and he's decent. You know, he's a decent attacking midfielder. Again, great mental stats. If we can get him some game time and we can get him some training, I think that he will do very well for us. So, Najib was an expensive signing. You guys remember Najib? We've got him for $850,000 from Juve Stabia. And he did really well for us, 7.15. I'm happy with how he performed. We will see how he performs at a higher level because we are moving up. Hopefully, he will continue to perform. David Clarkson retired. So David Clarkson's a retired player now. And most of these players down here are just going to go away. Roberto Rodriguez, we're not keeping him. We're not signing him. He did really well for us, absolutely, but I don't think he'll do well in the championship. Noor Hussein, I would love to sign. I cannot get a renewed loan offer because Reading want to give him a chance in the first team. But ultimately, that's fine. As soon as I saw that, the fans like him. The fans really like him, and I wish we could keep him. But as soon as I saw that Reading wants to hold on to him, that's when I hired on Dwayne Holmes and Hiram Boateng. You know, we're going to have some other people to fill in where he's leaving, so hopefully all will be well. On top of that, we have Joe Hallahan we might want to show off. I don't know. We still have Modic and Thompson. You know, if we do that, basically, then it goes away. But anyways, I feel like we'll be in a good spot. Louis Thompson, we need to give him a new contract soon. His minimum fee release clause, $2 million, worth 2.1. We're going to have to do something about that soon. But aside from that, it's been fantastic for the club. Our finances are still okay. They're not great. But all in all, not bad. Not bad on pretty much all fronts. Oh, excuse me. Not bad on pretty much all fronts. So, we go all the way down. All the way down. All the way down. All right. FA Trophy went to Chesterfield, beating out Chester. Okay. John Stones Paint Trophy. We won the John Stones Paint Trophy. We beat Rockdale in the final, as you guys saw. Community Shield goes to Chelsea on penalties over Man City. Well done. Capital One Cup went to Arsenal, beating out Tottenham. That's their back-to-back victory for Arsenal. FA Cup went to Chelsea. Chelsea winning 2. That went over Norwich, actually. Norwich managing to beat Manchester United on penalties there. And then the VNL. VNL South, Bishop Stortford, and Braintree going up. Wow. Congratulations. Tonbridge, Eastleigh, and Farnborough both going down. Rough. In the north, we have Alfreton beating out Solihull Moors and Stockport. And then Barrow, Chorley, and Kettering also all going down. In the VNL, Chester going up with Chesterfield, remarkably. And then, as we saw, Dover going down. York, Woking, and Sutton United also going down. League 2, Leyton Orient actually coming back up. Interesting. Leyton Orient's coming up with Gondo. We'll see how that goes. Notts County, Exeter, and Oldham also coming up into League 1. And then Bristol Rovers and Port Vale going down. And in League 1, Rotherham beats Peterborough. If you go and look at the playoffs semifinal, Peterborough crushed Luton. And then Rotherham held off Rockdale, surprisingly. So Rotherham going up with ourselves and Charlton. And then Cambridge, Scunthorpe, Gateshead, and Bolton all going down. Remember, Gateshead bought Admiral Musquet, and Musquet never got any game time over at Gateshead, unfortunately. He did not get any game time. Dagon Red barely surviving there on goal difference. Congratulations to Dagon Red. But it'll be interesting to see Rotherham come around. I really feel like Rockdale was the strongest team. They had 42 goal difference. But so be it. The championship, Via going up over Cardiff. Sheffield United, wow, winning it all. And then Hull, impressive. Blackburn, Plymouth, and Preston all going down. Now, Plymouth is an interesting story. They were promoted. They were third, and then they were second. Shot up to the championship, and then just got flat out relegated. We'll see what happens to Plymouth next season. They're very up and down. They went up faster than we did. Premier Division. Arsenal takes it. And Chelsea, United, City, Tottenham, Liverpool, and West Ham. West Ham barely. Wow. Going down. So we'll be fighting Newcastle, Leicester, and Bournemouth. That will be interesting to see how that works out. We'll be fighting these 3 next season. A couple more things I want to point out here. In the League 1, we had the second highest goals scored, second only to Rockdale, by like 1 or 2. Like, it was not a big difference. And then we had the least goals allowed by a pretty big margin. Rockdale allowed a lot of goals, ultimately. They scored a lot, they allowed a lot. But yeah, we rocked the goals allowed and goals scored section. We really kind of deserved to win that second and first. It was good. Anyways, we go to the Euro Cup. Euro Cup. Dynamo Kiev beat out Monaco. Dynamo Kiev taking it. Wow. Congratulations to them. And the ECC goes to SLB beating out Real. Where did the English teams fare? Chelsea, the 3-time defending champion, fell to the eventual winners SLB in the semifinals. Well, if you're going to lose to the ones who win, right? Bayern losing to Real. Fun fact, I actually got an interview offer from Bayern. But no thank you. I think we'll be just fine. So, anyways, it was a good season. It was a very good season. Tactics haven't really changed. And hopefully our players that we're trying to sign will do good by us. We've got a lot of people on shortlist. A lot of people on the short list right now. So here's hoping. Thank you guys for watching. If you like it, give it a like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you guys next time with the preseason of the next season for Basingstoke Rags to Riches, as we are in the championship now. All we're trying to do is win the Premier Division, or at least get into the Premier Division. Really, Rags to Riches is just getting into the Premier Division, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. DFTBA.